base. Her desperate family now pleading with the public.
Do you believe that there are people out there who know something about what happened to your sister?
Yeah,
Yes,
they do.
she just doesn't disappear, you know.
No,
just,
yeah, no loving mother just goes disappearing.
39-year-old Maya Milete has been missing since January 7th. Her family says that the day she went missing, she filed paperwork to hire a divorce attorney with the intent of separating from her husband of 21 years, Larry. Her family says they realized something was very wrong when she didn't show up for her eldest daughter's 11th birthday, 3 days after she disappeared.
She would have never missed her
Yeah.
daughter's birthday.
The couple were high school sweethearts, but her family says recently their marriage was on the rocks.
For the last year, they've been really having marital issues, and he tried. He is the one that's been trying to work it out with my sister.
Was it your impression that May was pretty much over it, that she was done with this marriage?
Correct, yes, she was done, yes.
Police have been investigating since responding to a missing persons report on January 7th. They say Larry stopped cooperating with them in February, but he is not considered a suspect. In January, days after she disappeared, Larry told our ABC station KGTV that he and his wife had fought the night before her disappearance, but thought that she had just left to blow off steam. He said he became concerned when she didn't show up for work at a naval base.
Mentally, emotionally, physically drained.
Her family says they are growing frustrated with police as days go by without any answers.
They haven't told us anything since for 3 months.
Overnight, the Chula Vista police responding, saying they are actively and continuously investigating her disappearance, adding, "We understand and recognize the sense of frustration.
Morning, honey.
We all want answers."
I'm getting ready for my house.
And it's not just
Florida
Maya's
meeting.
family that's asking for help. Police are
Please pray for
actively
me and
seeking
bless me and
any
help me.
tips or information from the public. Now, late last night, we did manage to reach Larry, the husband. He thanked us for calling and for spreading awareness about his wife's disappearance, but he said he had no additional comment.
Sticker shock at the grocery store. Prices rising on food and other products like toilet paper and even diapers. Rebecca Jarvis breaks down why it's happening and what you can do to keep your costs down. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Michael. Yeah, you can hear the trucks out here. I am in front of a grocery store, and whether you're doing your food shopping in a store like this one, where they've just unloaded all the fresh produce off of these carts, or doing it online, it is not your imagination. Prices are rising as companies absorb the rising costs of their supply chain. This morning, sticker shock at checkout. Whether you're buying your groceries and other staples online or in stores, it's not your imagination. Costs are climbing.
We had a suspicion that prices were going to go up, but I don't think we realized how bad it was going to be.
According to the latest government data, the price U.S. consumers pay for groceries is up 3.5% over the last 12 months. For a family of 4, that could be as much as $500 more a year on everything from cereal to dairy to meats and eggs. And analysts say on top of the pandemic, truck driver shortages, severe storms, and other occurrences like the ship stuck in the Suez Canal are only exacerbating the problem.
I don't think anybody realized, the magnitude of issues that we're seeing within the supply chain right now.
A growing list of popular consumer companies recently hiking prices. General Mills, maker of Cheerios, announcing it's raising prices to offset higher freight, manufacturing, and commodity prices. Hormel raising prices on products like Jennie-O ground turkey in light of higher grain costs. Even the cost of a jar of Jif peanut butter higher than a year ago because maker J.M. Smucker says its costs are meaningfully higher. But experts say there are ways to keep your shopping costs low. Stock up and strike when the price is right.
You've got to think about what you routinely use, and if you see it on sale, you certainly need to buy it in bulk.
And think outside the box. Shop around for items on sale, and don't forget smaller stores. And it is not just groceries and food stuff. Other family staples like childcare and baby products, diapers, even toilet paper are set to go up in price early this summer. Michael?
Quite a few things are affected, Rebecca. And there's new technology shoppers can use to help them save money.
This is good news, and it works both in stores and online. you can get them at the lowest price.
We came to have a medical breakthrough, the world's first successful trachea transplant. The surgery changed the life of a mom who nearly lost her life to an asthma attack. Will Reed is back with his GMA exclusive. Hey, Will.
Hey, George, good morning. Sonia Sane is full of life, but just a year ago, she was too ill to play with her granddaughter, and she worried for her life every time she went to sleep. But thanks to a revolutionary transplant, she is enjoying living every second.
6 years ago, 57-year-old Sonia Sane suffered a life-threatening asthma attack. ER doctors in the Bronx forced to intubate her, in the process damaging her vocal cords and her trachea, essential for speaking, breathing, and normal lung function. Sonia was left with a windpipe that was damaged and scarred. She had trouble breathing, and every time she went to bed, she feared she would suffocate. Today, medical procedures have left her with a temporary hole in her windpipe she needs to cover in order to speak.
I think I lived more in the hospital than I did at home. I wasn't able to do running, going to the beach, laughing, dancing.
All these things that make life worth living, you couldn't do.
I started putting paperwork into just going to hospice for them to let me just go in peace.
There's thousands of people that die every year because of these defects in their airway, and we have struggled for well over half a century to try to find a way to remedy it.
After years of work, Mount Sinai head and neck surgeon Dr. Eric Gendon developed that remedy, a trachea transplant. It had never been done successfully because doctors couldn't get blood to flow to the new organ, until now. Sonia jumped at the chance to be the first ever trachea transplant recipient.
And I told him I only want 5 minutes to breathe. 5 minutes, that's it.
To you, the simplest thing, the most essential thing, you just wanted 5 minutes of it.
If you can give me 5 minutes of me getting that good breath in, you've made my life complete.
The phone call came in January. They had found a donor.
I told my daughters we need to drop on our knees. I said we gotta thank the family and the donor because they're giving back your mother.
With 50 people involved over 18 hours, Sonia went in for surgery on January 13th.
There were many opportunities for things not to go well. It's kind of like all the stars aligned to get this done. So it was really a very, very special 18 hours.
When Sonia woke up, she was breathing and overcome with emotion.
Did breathing in that oxygen like you had wished for years feel even better than you imagined?
It was, oh yeah, it felt like the whole universe just went inside of me and said, here, accept it. And I was just so happy.
Now, 3 months later, Sonia is doing great. Her body showing no signs of rejection, and doctors will soon close up the hole in her neck so she can speak freely.
She has paved the way for thousands of patients who really had no hope. It was her bravery and her belief in us to step forward and do this.
There's just one thing left for Sonia to do.
What I want to do is walk on the beach. Because they told me I could never do it again. I want to be able to just walk and say, see, I did it.
Mount Sinai has launched a trachea transplant program. Dr. Gendon is looking for more recipients like Sonia. Sonia says she is going to head to the beach soon, and she'll send us pictures. George?
And we will show them. So happy for her. Okay, well, thanks very much. Let's get some 5 minutes from Lara.
Hey,
good morning to you all. We're going to begin with the brand new trailer that has Marvel fans buzzing today. It's the first look at the new series Loki, with Tom Hiddleston making his Marvel return as the God of Mischief, and Owen Wilson as a member of the Time Variance Authority named Mobius M. Mobius.
Protect the proper flow of time. You picked up the Tesseract breaking reality. I want you to help us fix it. What do you mean? I need your unique Loki perspective. Do I get a weapon? Yeah.
Loki stepping out of his brother Thor's shadow into his own action saga in this new Disney Plus series. Fans are marveling at the stunning visuals and mischief revealed in that trailer. One person commenting, quote, "This doesn't really feel like a TV series at all. It feels like a high-budget movie," which would make sense since Marvel's chief creative officer has stated this series will connect the dots to Doctor Strange's movie sequel set to debut next year. For now, though, enjoy Loki on Disney Plus starting June 11. That looks awesome. Also this morning, speaking of looking awesome, Jennifer Lopez, amazing, on the cover of the new InStyle magazine. And inside, they're celebrating J-Lo's 30 years in the entertainment industry. How can that be when she only looks 30? From singing to dancing to acting, the article says she is a classic triple threat, and even her exes are weighing in. Ben Affleck is interviewed for the article saying, quote, "She remains to this day the hardest working person I've ever come across in this business." Affleck going on to ask Jennifer where she keeps her secret fountain of youth. Ben, we'd all like to know that. And Jen's former husband, Mark Anthony, is also asked about the mother of their twins, and he says it was Jennifer who taught him what it means to give 100%. To read more insight on J-Lo from her A-list friends, pick up the May issue of In Style when it hits newsstands on April 17th. And yet another story proving just how much nostalgia is worth these days. It's unbelievable. This Super Mario Brothers game was just sold at auction for $660,000, blowing the
Please tell me
previous
what
record of
you got
$114,000 out of the water. The game, purchased back in 1986, never used. The seller says it's been collecting dust in a drawer since it was given to him as a Christmas gift 3 decades ago. So what is so special about this particular copy? Well, it was a rare version of the game that was shrink wrapped instead of having a sticker seal. I mean, who knew? The video games director for Heritage Auctions says since the production window for this copy and others like it was so short, finding another copy from the same production run in similar condition would be like looking for a single drop of water in an ocean. If you think you have that drop, start looking. Very valuable. And finally, we want you to meet Apricot. She's a two-faced orphan little cutie on the prowl for her forever home. Look at her. The Nashville Cat Rescue that took in Apricot thinks she is a rare Chimera cat, meaning she has 2 sets of DNA, which would explain the different fur colors on her face. Oh my goodness,
Tom
she
says
is
he's
so
superior
cute.
to
Rescued
everyone in
from
the
a
universe.
construction site, now being fostered at a local Tennessee home with her sister Pretzel until they're old enough to get adopted. Get those applications ready. In 7 weeks, we imagine there will be a long line.
Ask that he have an infinite number of eternities to prove it. Affirm, reaffirm, affirm, reaffirm, to the power of an infinite number of infinities. I reaffirm all requests for all Satanists, Affirm, reaffirm, affirm, reaffirm, affirm, reaffirm, to the power of an infinite number of infinities.
to that big weekend at the box office with Godzilla vs. Kong, the biggest blockbuster of the pandemic, leaving a lot of people wondering if this signals a return to the movies. Will Reed joins us with more on that. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Amy. Godzilla vs. Kong literally and figuratively is a monster movie. Its $50 million opening weekend at the box office here, by far the biggest of this pandemic era. A big question, though, is that because of the movie itself or because we feel better about going to movies ourselves?
Kong bows to no one.
This morning, Godzilla vs. Kong, a knockout at the box office. The newest installment in the Warner Brothers Monsterverse, grossing nearly $50 million in the U.S. over Easter weekend and $285 million worldwide. The film, which was released simultaneously in theaters and in homes around the world on HBO Max, exceeding expectations at the pandemic-weary box office.
People really wanted to go back to the movie theaters. And of course, Godzilla vs. Kong with special effects, you want to see that on the big screen.
Just over a year ago, the pandemic shutting the doors on movie theaters globally, forcing audiences to their couches. These new box office numbers a hopeful sign of things to come for movie theaters.
We have unfinished business.
A welcome sign as this summer's blockbusters prepare for release, like Marvel's Black Widow.
We have to go back to where it all started.
And Warner Brothers' Space Jam: A New Legacy.
I'm a cartoon?
What's up, Dad?
Both set to release simultaneously in theaters and on a streaming service. The big weekend resulting in a 15% bump to AMC's stock, a promising sign to many in the movie industry. And the fans happy to be back, even if the experience is a little different in the pandemic.
The whole atmosphere, the whole feel of being at the movies, I don't think you can beat that.
California and New York are crucial to the film industry, and both states have been easing their theater capacity restrictions. Here in New York, we're at 25% capacity in the city, but theater operators are urging local officials to bump that number up to 50%. That's what it is in Los Angeles as of yesterday. Lots of action in Godzilla vs. Kong and in movie theaters these days, guys.
It's going to be nice to get back into a theater.
It certainly will.
Yeah, it will.
And now to the new book, Reframing the Mindset of Hardworking Women Everywhere Who Want to Earn More and Worry Less. Think Like a Breadwinner breaks down how to build your wealth and teach the next generation to do the same. Juju Chang sat down with the author and financial expert Jennifer Barrett. Good morning, Juju.
Good morning, Amy. You know, when we think breadwinner, we still tend to think man, even though the world doesn't even work like that anymore. For Jennifer Barrett, the wake-up call came as a young mom when her husband lost his job, and she realized, I need to step up. I need to start thinking like a breadwinner.
They're just torturing me. Please help
In
me.
the 1960s, less than 4% of women earned more than their husbands, compared to 49% in 2018, which means traditional gender roles have simply become outdated. The demographics of women in America have changed dramatically, and yet our mindset hasn't.
The research shows that parents actually talk differently about money to their daughters than they do to their sons. So they're talking to their daughters about how to budget and how to spend smartly, and they're talking to their sons about how to invest and build credit and build wealth. And those are such critical skills, and most girls are just not getting that education.
Jennifer Barrett is author of Think Like a Breadwinner and says society's old-fashioned assumption that men are the breadwinners contributes to the gender pay gap that finds women earning 82 cents for every dollar earned by a man. For a lifetime, that adds up.
Oh my gosh, and even a $5,000 difference in an annual salary has this exponential effect over the course of your career. So it could add up to $1 million in lost earnings, which is just astounding.
And so here's the big takeaway from your book. How do we go about getting paid equally in the workplace?
We so often are socialized as women, but if we work hard, we will be rewarded for it. And that is the case in school. But then when you go into the workplace, it's not the same. You really need to toot your own horn. It's not just as simple as just walking in and saying, you know, I know that I'm probably underpaid, I should get a raise. It's really doing your research and finding out what your market value is. So what are other people getting paid in similar roles? Because numbers don't lie. It's really hard to argue with data, and that also helps take the emotion out of it.
And Barrett says it's all about working working smarter, not harder.
Organizing a meeting or cleaning up after a meeting or organizing, buying cards for the holidays, women are still more likely to pick up those kinds of tasks. And what that does is take us away from the work that we are actually being judged on, that we're actually going to be promoted on. And so it does us no good to be picking up all this extra work. So it's really about working smarter and really focusing on that work that has the highest return and really will help you get that next promotion.
It's about saving and investing. It's the perfect manifesto for the single ladies and the single moms out there. But if you're married and you're the breadwinner, the key to success is getting spouses to pick up more of the housework. Because let's face it, the real benefit is having both spouses involved with the kids and with home life. Think Like a Breadwinner is out now. Amy?
Amazing. All right. Thank you, Juju, for that. We appreciate it.
Turn now to our GMA cover story, an exclusive
Please protect me from evil.
a brand new episode of Demi Lovato's docu-series Dancing with the Devil. The pop superstar opening up about her sexuality. Ariel Resnick joins us with more this morning. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Michael. As you know, Demi Lovato has been to the brink and back, often sharing intimate details about her battle with mental health, drug addiction, and family trauma. Now, in that new docu-series, she's opened